Hey guys, I'm IzDaisho and I'm here bringing you a Gatecrash draft, and this is going to be the second one that I have uploaded, and it is actually the second draft I've ever done. So this is already a few weeks old. Sorry about that, but I just haven't been able to record drafts recently, and I don't know why I'm waiting this long to get this one up to you guys. But anyway, the first pack that I opened is pretty crazy. I mean, there's Mugging, Experiment 1, Angelic Edict, Devour Flesh, but obviously I'm going to go with the Frontline Medic. It's just one of the better cards that you can open, and once I took that card, I'm pretty much was saying that I'm definitely going to go Boros, and there's really just no other option. And I knew what I wanted to do from the beginning, and I really stuck with it. So the second pack also is kind of insane. It's got a Syndic of Ties, Luminant Primordial, Fire Fist Striker, and there's a Grizzly Spectacle in there somewhere, and maybe even some other good cards, but I'm not really sure. It was actually pretty funny when I was editing this. I noticed that it took about 2 minutes between my first pick and this guy's pick, so the person to my right was also obviously struggling with this pick. I don't even know what they took out of the pack, but I can imagine why it was such a big deal. I mean, Luminant Primordial is it's actually one of the better Primordials, if not the best, because it does exactly what that deck wants it to do. It slows the game down and just takes it over, and I mean, a 4/7 attacking in every turn is not usually something that you can deal with easily. So it's just an excellent card, but I don't really want to go up to 7 in my red-white aggressive deck. So basically, I've already decided that I wanted to do that. I decided before even the draft because I hadn't played Boros yet, so I wanted to do it. And Fire Fist Striker is really good. I mean, the ability to make something not block in Battalion is just pretty much unrivalable. I mean, it's just such a strong ability that you basically have to take a card like that. So now we kind of have to go back to the days where you don't know exactly the pick orders that you're going to be using for the entirety of the draft season. And I mean, right now I'm not exactly there. I don't know exactly every single card that I'm going to take in every order of it, but I know that I'm not going to ever take a Ordrin Veteran over, or I'm never going to take a Squad Commandos over an Ordrin Veteran again. I mean, the Veteran's not amazing. I mean, a 3/1 for 4 is pretty terrible, and it's only really good on the other side with Battalion, but once you do get Battalion, it becomes an amazing card. They really have to deal with it quickly, so I mean, basically my reasoning for taking the Nav Squad is it's fine on both sides, whereas the Veteran is just amazing on one side and terrible on the other. But going back, I would definitely go ahead and take the Veteran. But, man, this is a ridiculous pack. There is a Molten Primordial, an Act of Treason, and a Grizzly Spectacle. So whoever I'm shipping this pack to is about to get a 5th pick Grizzly Spectacle. And if that's not a signal, I don't know what it is. But I ended up going with the Primordial. I'm not really sure if that was the right play. Maybe I should have just taken the Act of Treason. Again, you don't really want to be going up to 7 in your aggressive decks, so that's not too good. But anyway, back to the Ordrin Veteran Nav Squad pick. There's so many 5-drops in red-white that are playable that it's never worth taking the 5-drop over a playable other card, pretty much. I mean, between Towering Thunderfist, the Fortress Cyclops, Nav Squad, Commandos, Night Watch, there's just so many 5-drops that you can be playing in. None of them are really that much better than any of the others, so it's not worth taking one in specific over the others. But anyway, I'm going to grab an Ember Beast here, which is pretty solid. So I've taken a bunch of solid Boros cards, and I'm pretty happy so far with how the draft is going. So here's a Cloudfin Raptor, and I mean, there's really nothing else in the pack for me, but shipping a Cloudfin Raptor at this point is pretty good, because then that basically tells the people to my left, hey, blue is open, jump in blue and send me some red-white cards next pack, because that's really what I want to be telling them. I mean, I don't know if somebody's going to actually actively make the switch to blue at this point, but I don't know. Either way, there's nothing in this pack for me that is really good, so it wouldn't be terrible to take the Cloudfin Raptor, but there's almost no chance that I end up just completely shifting out of my white-red core in order to play this Cloudfin Raptor, so it's really not worth taking, and I end up going with the Millennial Gargoyle, which is a card that you can play. I mean, it's definitely not a great card, but it's playable. I've played it before. I've seen pros play, and it's a reasonable card. It's not the card that you're looking to play in your deck, but it's reasonable. And then, of course, you can tell that Simic was slightly underdrafted at this point in the draft. I don't know if it ends up continuing that way, but there's a Cloudfin Raptor and a Drakeling Crisis in this pack, so if that doesn't send a signal that Simic is open, I don't know what can. But I'm going to go with an aerial maneuver. An aerial maneuver is fine. I mean, it's a decent combat trick, and it often ends up winning you the combat, so that's pretty good. Anyway, there's a Scorch Walker in this pack who's not the greatest creature, but I'm definitely always willing to play it. I mean, people don't usually see Blood Rush for 5 at 3 mana coming, and you just get in there, and you almost never use this guy to win a combat. You almost always just use him to win the game. You have to be careful with your Blood Rushes, not to be too aggressive in trading. So Scorchwalker doesn't usually help you win combat. Sometimes it does, but it generally just lets you trade up. But then you're trading like your 2-drop and a 3 mana spell for their 4-drop or whatever, and sometimes it's worth it, sometimes you just need to get something off the table, but a lot of the times you have to be careful when you do that and just not to lose too much card advantage over time. So here, I mean, this is stupid, but I take a Keymaster Rogue over a Frilled Oculus. Frilled Oculus is way better, and it's also way better against my deck, so I can still send a signal that blue is open by shipping the Keymaster Rogue, and taking the Frilled Oculus and making sure that I don't play it against it, or at least that copy of it, is probably the right decision. But whatever, I mean, I didn't know how good the Oculus was, but it's really good, and it's just super good against my specific deck. But anyway, just get past the last pick, Sky Games. I don't know about Sky Games. I've never seen it played or played it, so whatever. This pack is pretty interesting. So there's a Spark Trooper in it, and a Holy Mantle in it, which I didn't even take a look at. I haven't played with that card yet, but I've seen it, and it seems like an awesome card. But there's also a Sky Knight Legionnaire, and now that I think about it, I probably want the Sky Knight Legionnaire more for my deck. I mean, Spark Trooper is just so useless. If you think about it, if you're playing in a long game against the Extort deck, all it is basically trading a card for some Extort triggers, and that's never worth it in your favor. So, I don't know. I definitely, or not definitely, but I think I would probably have gone a different way. But this pack was really funny since like the first 5 cards were all in my colors, and I was like, okay, I'll take this. Oh, well, this card's a little better, I'll take that. And then it just kept going on for like 5 cards, and then I ended up on the Halberdiers. That's probably a pack that I could have talked about more, but the 2-drops, also the Daring Skyjack over the Sky Knight Legionnaire, but in my opinion, the 2-drops are really by far the most important thing for this deck. And if you can pick up as many Daring Skyjacks and Wojak Halberdiers and, I mean, ideally True Fire Paladins or Sunhome Guild Mages as you can find, then you're gonna find the Boros deck that everybody's talking about and why they think it's basically unbeatable. But, I mean, it's not unbeatable, it's just really good. So I just see a Sunhome Guild Mage and just slam that card. I mean, there's no way that I was ever going to take anything outside of that. And then this pack is really interesting. So there's a Syndic of Ties and a Viashino Shanktail. Shanktail is probably better. I'm not even sure. Syndic of Ties is amazing, but again, I just prioritize the 2-drop when it comes down to it. I mean, the other guy is really good though. I mean, it's just he's actually just an absurd card. And the Shanktail, I mean, a 3/1 first strike in this format just, it basically kills everything. It's amazing on defense, and it's an amazing combat trick. Obviously, it'll just win you basically any combat, and it's just a really, really strong card. But I'm happy. Taking a Syndic of Tides over it because the 2-drop and the Extort factor, like just the ability to get stopped at like when they're at 3 life and then extort them out is just pretty advantageous. So not really anything here. I'm just going to take a Keymaster Rogue because apparently that's what I like doing. I think that's my 3rd one so far in this deck. And here is why that Ordrin Veteran pick was so bad. I get a Nav Squad Commandos 4th to last. So, I mean, in the end, I only play one of the Nav Squads that I have. So basically, I could have had a free Ordrin Veteran. I mean, not exactly free, but if you know what I mean, I would have been able to get the Ordrin Veteran over a card that I didn't even play. And I would have definitely played Ordrin Veteran in this deck. It's a pretty good card. It's not amazing, but it's definitely better than some other cards that I had to end up running. So I open the, I think it's called Soul's Ransom? Not sure. But it's the Mind Control-ish card in this set. So I do also open a Homing Lightning, which is awesome. Warmind Infantry is one of my favorite cards, and it's really, in my opinion, the ideal 3-drop for the Boros deck, but I would much rather just take a Homing Lightning, which is premium removal for red. So yeah, I get a Court Street Denizen here. Not really too excited about second picking a Court Street Denizen, although I really like the card, and I think that all the Denizens are interesting, and I really actually like that cycle that they did. I mean, it's definitely not the most powerful cycle that they've ever made, but I like it way better than, say, the Primordials at Rare, and that's pretty cool that they were able to incorporate the feeling of each guild and each color into a cycle of cards. I might even make a video about it eventually. But anyway, I get another pack and there's a Treasury Thrall in it, and I just ship that along like it's nothing and pick up another Court Street Denizen. But anyway, there's like some awesome cards in this pack: Grizzly Spectacle, Sapphire Drake, Mugging, Assault Griffin, Agoraphobia, Hands of Binding. Man, that's a sweet pack, but I'm very happy to take Mugging. It's just basically the best red common. I think that's pretty much all you need to know about it. But here, I basically have a decision. Do I want more creatures in my deck, or do I have enough? If I have enough, I should take the Massive Raid. If I want more, then I should take the Assault Griffin. Assault Griffin's obviously a good card, but the thing that I ended up justifying it is I have these Millennial Gargoyles that I can play, so Assault Griffin is just a improvement over those, but I don't have as much removal as possible and that I could play, so Massive Raid is the right choice there. So here I just immediately snap up this Assault Griffin, and I'm not really sure if that was right. I think maybe Ember Beast is a little bit better, but I'm really not sure. I mean, the Assault Griffin is just such a good card. And then here's another Sapphire Drake with a Diluvian Primordial in the pack. I don't even know which of those two is better, but I think Sapphire Drake in the Simic deck is absolutely just ridiculous, and it's so good. But anyway, here's like, I don't know, there's like 7 cards left in the pack, and I pick up a Fortress Cyclops. So I'm telling you, the 5-drops in Boros are just absurdly available, I guess. I don't know. You don't need to prioritize picking up 5-drops, because if you ever want a 5-drop, you'll find a 5-drop. So here I have to make a stupid decision whether or not I want to hate draft. The only reason why I'm thinking about this decision is because I don't have a pack right next to me. If the draft was waiting on me, then I would definitely have just made the decision right away and just nabbed like a Riot Gear or whatever. But I'm trying to figure out whether or not I'm going to need to play Riot Gear, or whether or not I can hate draft. And I think I make the determination that I have way too many cards, or way more than enough playable, so I can just nab the Spy. And I mean, the Spy's not great against me, but it's not terrible either. I'm going to take an Armored Transport here. I think that's my 3rd Armored Transport in this deck, and it's a pretty sweet card. I really do like the card, and I am very happy to be picking it up. I think I'm taking a Mindeye Drake, and then I'm like, wait a second, I thought I was taking a Sapphire Drake, but it wasn't. Anyway, this is a really funny pack because it's the super awesome pack from earlier, and Hands of Binding and Syndic Enforcer make it back, but I really want that Foil Mountain, so I just end up grabbing the Foil Mountain instead, and I ship my my neighbor Hands of Binding that I think actually made his main deck. And then last pick, stupid card, Illness of the Ranks. But anyway, here's how the deck turned out. Mugging, that looks like 5/5-drops, as well as an Aerial Maneuver as a combat trick. And then Ember Beast, Armored Transport, double Court Street Denizen, Frontline Medic. I think and 2 Massive Raids. I think some of the games I started with multiple Armored Transports, some 4-drops, including a Homing Lightning, and then to finish off 3 5-drops and a Night Watch. So basically 4 5-drops, as well as a Molten Primordial, and then 9/8 land base. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and have a nice day. Bye.